What is poppin', everyone? Thank you so much for watching episode 23 of
Moral Dilemma.
That's right, boys. My name is Ryan.
My name's Eric.
My name's Jordan.
And my name's Jeff.
And thank you for watching Moral Dilemma.
Thought maybe I got that wrong.
No, you did great, Jeff.
Okay.
We do have a
Got my name
special
right.
guest, Jeff Cox, everyone. Let's all give him a round of applause, but not us, because it'll peak the audio. But people watching at home, I'm sure they're clapping.
I'm clapping for him.
Sure.
Yeah, we have Jeff. We also, I wasn't going to mention it, but we also have Jordan. Corey flaked on us an hour ago.
Sent us like a text message about his mom having a birthday party. Like, don't you know these things? Come
Not
on.
a good excuse, but at the same time, happy birthday,
Were
Sharon.
you not invited to the party and all of a sudden
I
you were invited
texted
to the
Corey's
party?
mom last night at 1:30 a.m. Happy birthday.
I'm wondering too. Did they not really want him at the birthday party?
I don't know. They didn't tell him
know.
about it.
He didn't. Yeah,
Hey, that was my mom's birthday
had no
party
idea.
tonight.
Wow.
I wasn't informed. But yeah,
he
have...
commits to this.
Exactly.
And then all of a sudden he turns and flips.
It's awful.
Yeah.
Ticks me off. But yeah, we also have Jordan. He's filming with Corey.
Yep.
Super excited to have him. He's got a bunch of knowledge. He's going to be talking a lot this episode.
Happy to be here.
But we also, more importantly, have Jeff Cox.
Yes.
Yes, most
Big fan of the podcast. Listen to his first episode this morning.
But I did listen.
But he
So,
liked it, and he listened
I did.
to it, and he said he'll listen to more. I bet he'll listen to his own episode.
Probably not.
Really?
You
No,
don't
I,
like
hate,
to
I
listen?
hate hearing myself, seeing myself on video.
I think you're going to do great.
Like when I've preached and things, I don't
Oh,
go back
really?
and watch the
Yeah.
no.
You don't like to hear yourself preach?
No.
I don't like to do it too much, but I do to try to be critical of myself.
I watch myself preach all the time.
Do you? No. I'm gonna have you preach sometime just to see
Just
what
go
it's
up there,
like.
full send it.
Yeah.
I'll treat it like the podcast. You'll get excommunicated, and it'll be great. But yeah, I'm curious because I've known Jeff kind of like third hand. Like I wouldn't call us I wouldn't call us friends yet.
C-list. I'm a C-list friend.
C-list.
Eric, no,
Yeah.
or
There's a list
Adam
of
mentioned that
friends.
the last one I
Because
saw. So.
that's your invention, right? That like list of friends. You're the one that came up with that, right?
It's a joke.
suppose
It's
so,
a-
yeah.
Because I use that now
Mostly for
because
Adam.
told me about it from you. So I would say we're C tier friends. Maybe after this episode we'll be B tier.
That's
B
right.
tier.
Yeah.
But you guys are A tier friends.
Yeah.
And I wanna know how you guys became friends.
We weren't always A-tier friends, were we?
No,
I want
because
to hear the history.
Actually, he knows me longer than most of my friends. You know who I was, so let's say
Yeah.
that.
we.
Well, did he like me? I don't know.
I'm
Well,
gonna guess it's a no.
that's debatable.
Go ahead, tell him your experience with me.
Well, it's the experience most people have. It's, here's Eric, and here's Eric talking for 2.5 hours. So, yeah, back when we were in high school, they had FCA, Fellowship of Christian Athletes, at South after school. It wasn't during school; it was after school. So I was going there. Friends went there. I went to PHS. I know. I'm sorry, but went to South. Balance it out. And Eric was there, so met Eric then, talked a little bit, whatever, just chit chat. Played basketball against him.
Ooh.
Dirty basketball player.
Throwing
elbows
throwing
and all that.
balls.
Oh, yeah.
It's dirty.
Yeah, he plays dirty. Don't play basketball
Just
there.
do it, Billy and beer style.
So play basketball, and then we have a Bible study.
Okay.
And of course, same time Bible study came around, Eric's throwing the elbows, but throwing it out there.
Wouldn't shut up.
I bet he was sweaty for the Bible study.
He had some stank going on, and then he just preaching about Jesus.
The old
It didn't
stanky
vibe.
preacher.
It wasn't good.
Yeah.
So, but no, I mean, Eric was this long-haired, hippie guy. Had, of course, we were all long-haired hippie guys
He
then.
had,
weren't we?
Yeah.
he had hair.
So, yeah, back in the
Jeff,
day,
you had
I
long hair?
Oh yeah.
Really?
It was like a lion type hair.
Really?
Yeah, it was
Like
For those of you
Locks.
listening, Jeff is bald with a beard right now. So if you
Yeah.
don't-
You didn't have
It
to
just
say that.
moved. It migrated.
Wow.
So,
It went from here to there.
Gravity.
but that's how I met Eric. Was way back
Listen,
at that time.
That is also how he met his wife.
Yes.
Oh.
I met my wife at FCA.
So Eric's not your wife.
No.
Okay. Nikki. I also
Nicole,
love Nikki.
Yeah.
Nikki.
Which-
Everybody knows Nikki. Everybody likes Nikki. I'm just her husband.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm gonna. I sat behind you guys today at church,
Did
and
you
I
really?
noticed that you have a tattoo on your finger. Is
I
that
do.
her name? I
It is
couldn't
her
read
name.
it.
It says Nicole.
That's sweet.
That's
So
his wedding ring.
I don't call her Nikki anymore. It's
Really?
Nicole.
Yeah.
When we were dating and everything was,
Yeah.
puppy dogs and unicorns, it was Nikki. It just changed, evolved, like
Yeah.
all good relationships do, and now it's Nicole. Or Nick.
Yeah.
When I call her Nick, people think I'm
Married to Nick.
Yeah, something else entirely. I know my wife, Nicole. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Gotcha.
So that makes more sense.
No, because I was sitting behind your church today, and you put your arm behind you, and I was like, he's got some knuckle tats.
I got one.
That's sick.
Then I've got-
Is that your only tat?
No.
Oh.
I've got one on the back, but
A whole
Just
chest
see
piece.
it.
appropriate for it's a cross and a Bible verse.
Oh, that's cool.
But-
Which verse? If you want to share.
If you remember.
First Corinthians. Hold on, let me take my shirt off and see. 1 Corinthians 1:18.
Okay.
For the message of the cross is foolishness to those who are perishing, but to us who are being saved, it's the power of God.
Oh, man.
I always love
Pretty
that.
cool.
That's fire.
Yep.
So
That's sick. I have a Hannah Montana lyric on my back.
Now you want to get that off, don't you?
Yeah. No, actually, I'm a
Who's
big fan.
Hannah Montana?
Yeah.
Miley Cyrus.
back in the good days.
Yep. But super pumped to have you here, Jeff. Thanks for
Glad
coming.
to be here.
But yeah, we're gonna kick it off with the topic. We're gonna be talking about Spider-Man.
Yeah.
I'm gonna admit it right now. I don't know a ton about Spider-Man.
You don't?
I really don't.
Oh.
I think I say
Prepare
that.
to learn.
I
Prepare
say
to
that,
learn.
but I'm a nerd, so I probably know more than the average person.
Yeah.
Just because I've seen all the movies. Haven't read any of the comics though. Played the
that's
video game and stuff.
disappointing.
I know.
I know nothing.
And
about Spider-Man.
Jordan probably knows nothing. He played the game.
I beat 100% Spider-Man.
Wow,
the game,
that's
so.
good.
See,
I
I
sold
can't
it
play
to
the
him.
game.
Really?
I'm a
Really?
Spider-Man fan. Tried playing the game. Not interested.
Oh,
That's
it's
probably
great.
why I like the game,
It's
because
a
I don't
great
watch
game.
Spider-Man.
Yeah. I'm a big
Yeah.
fan of the game. But yeah, so how do you want to start this, Eric?
Well, let's let Jeff just take it into. Like, how did you get into Spider-Man?
So is Spider-Man your favorite superhero?
Oh yeah, yes,
For sure?
absolutely.
You should see his house.
Really?
It's a big
Some of
web.
the things he has.
It's a big web.
It's a big
You
web.
crawl on strands to different rooms.
It's just full
So
of
no
cobwebs.
doorbell. You just flick one of the strings, and we know you're there.
Was your first introduction to Spider-Man comics, or was it like a TV show or something?
No, it was actually a Daredevil comic.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh.
So, you want a little backstory?
Yeah.
Let's get the backstory.
Yeah, what's
let's deep dive. I'm ready to
Oh,
dive in.
oh my goodness,
Just
okay.
hit the microphone. My bad, guys.
That's all right. So, senior in high school,
Okay.
1992. Let's take you way back. I know you
This
guys.
was the
5
same
years
time-
before
this
I
was
was
around the
born.
same time I met him.
I wasn't even a
Now,
thought.
honestly, I was thinking about that earlier. 92 was a good year.
Yeah.
I met you,
Yeah.
met my wife.
Are you sure I'm
Got
part
it.
of that list?
Later on, initially that wasn't the deal, but anyway. So got into comics. You know, good year. Graduated high school.
Yeah.
All good stuff. So, that was a touch and go there for a while.
Yeah.
Great year, though.
It was a good year. It was good. Anyway, so 92 had a doctor's appointment, and this is all boring Monday stuff. Had doctor's appointment.
No, this is interesting.
Back when the mall still had, the big cinemas, in different aisles and all that stuff.
And the
where the
bird
cinema
cages?
is now, not that far back. Not that far
You
back.
remember that?
No, my mom told me about it.
No, it was cool. The
I
mall was
remember it.
cool.
Mom's old.
Once upon a
The
time.
mom was
Yeah.
cool at one point, and now it's not.
No. But there was doctor's offices back where the theaters are now.
Okay.
And so I was waiting there, had all kinds of time to kill, went into Walden Books, and was looking around, saw a Daredevil comic, looked interesting, had him and Spider-Man on the cover. I was like,
cool.
oh, I'll pick it up, something to waste time. So I picked it up, read it while I was waiting, that sort of thing. And it was part 1 and 2. I'm like, well, that stinks, Dad. I got to find the second one. It's like, where in the world do you go for comic books around here besides there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they happen to have it, and so I picked it up, and it's like, oh, that's pretty good. Then I actually found out they had a comic book store on South Side.
Okay.
And I'd
was
go
it
in every
called?
once in a while. Books and things.
Okay.
Ah.
So, and it's right across the street from where I live now. So if it's
Okay.
still there, that'd be awesome. Be like, right across the street from a
Yeah.
comic book store. So from there, I just picked up a Spider-Man comic every
Mm-hmm.
here, there, kind of slowly at first,
Yeah.
and then it developed into a problem. So that
An
was
addiction problem.
that was 92. So I've been collecting for almost 30 years now.
So how did you
Really?
transition from Daredevil, looking at reading him, and then looking at Spider-Man, and like, oh, I really want to invest in Spider-Man?
It was Spider-Man was more well known than Daredevil.
Yeah.
I mean, in my mind, everybody knew who Spider-Man was.
Yeah.
Fewer people knew who Daredevil was,
For sure.
especially back at that time. But what did it for me was when going in the store and you pick through different books and you look at the artwork on the cover. And at the time in '92, this was Spider-Man's 30th anniversary.
Oh wow.
So they're playing it up big. They have holographic covers. You move and it has 3D images in the front, stuff like that. And so that's what got me more into Spider-Man than just the Daredevil comic. There was like, oh, that's a cool cover. I'm gonna pick that up. And then the stories were good, and it kind of developed from there.
Yeah.
So yeah, '92 again was a good year, like 30th anniversary. So a lot of good stuff
Yeah.
coming out at the time. and it hooked me.
So
Pulled me in.
when you say you collect, do you still like get current Spider-Man comics and
yeah.
stuff? Really?
Yeah, I was messing around the house yesterday. You get so many books each week, and
Yeah.
I have a system. Everything's alphabetized because anybody that knows me knows I'm anal.
Yeah.
Everything has to have its place.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I think it's funny that you know that about yourself.
But it's okay. I'm all right with that because, as you know, when it's handy for some things,
Yeah,
like with
for
the
sure.
drama team and stuff.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So, so anyway, I was organizing my comics, trying to put them in where they go, alphabetical order according to Marvel and DC, and so looking through and all that stuff, and I counted. I started my 14th long box. A long box people are collecting are the full size boxes.
Wow.
And I started my
How many
14th.
comics do those hold? Like one long box?
One long box is between 250 to 300 comics.
Wow.
Ridiculous.
So,
Son,
Now,
that's
do you,
crazy.
Like, do you go back and like look at certain ones just to recap the story, and like, do you always find yourself going to a certain series of?
no, I've not. I've reread some of them, just like key things,
Yeah.
stuff that kind of stuck out to me. Like the first two that I ever bought, I have multiple copies of just because sentimentally it's
Yeah.
something. And I've reread
Do you
them.
still have the like OG copy that you bought?
Oh yeah, it's hanging on my wall at the
That's
house.
sweet.
Oh, that's cool.
That's
Do you have it
sweet.
encased or something?
No,
Oh.
bags and boards. I
Yeah.
don't go, full extreme and
Yeah.
have it graded and all that stuff.
Is it
like
only
some
comics
people.
books? Only comic books, or
Oh no, he's branched out to other things, hasn't he? Collecting certain.
Oh yeah, anything Spider-Man collectible, glasses, figures, posters.
So
if it's something unique.
now
Yeah.
I'm wondering. I
different.
just thought of this. Is your son Parker's name?
Yes,
Is it really after
Yes.
Peter Parker?
yes.
That's
Without getting to a whole other rabbit trail that might not be appropriate for this venue, we really like the name Parker.
Yeah.
So, and everybody knows Peter Parker.
Yeah.
So we had to have something go with that. Riley.
Probably didn't want to do the word Peter.
Yeah, exactly. That's where I want to go with.
Ryan always goes there.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
So now you understand the struggle.
I
I
understand.
can't go full Peter Parker with everything
Yeah.
going on in my life. So
I kid.
we go with Parker, and then Riley is his middle name.
Okay.
So Riley is his Aunt May's maiden name. It was
Wow.
also the name of the clone. If you don't
Yeah.
know anything about all the stuff, but he was a
don't.
Absolutely
clone
not.
Uh-huh.
of Spider-Man. His name was Ben Riley, and he was the Scarlet Spider.
Scarlet Spider. Yeah.
Really?
So
He's the one in the game who has the
Oh, the like
The hoodie.
costume. The costume.
costume
Oh,
that
okay.
has the capsules like
Oh,
on the
yeah.
wrist.
I know.
has
That's
like
a
the
cool
hoodie with the
costume.
blue.
I
and all
got
that.
him in like a day.
That's
Okay.
the Scarlet Spider costume.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we got two last names, Parker and Riley. And
That's sweet.
That's where Parker's name come from.
And
And
then-
then Cameron just
and then
gets...
Cameron.
Cameron's just Cameron.
We were looking for the one kid, and then second was like, oh, whatever.
That was the oops.
We're both a whoops. But, I told the boys, I said, well, it's like a Bob Ross. Happy
Yeah.
little accident.
Well,
So-
Eric shared his for the vasectomy story. We should share
Yeah.
yours.
Let's not go into the vasectomies
No.
this episode.
Oh, my.
But maybe
Yeah.
one day.
That's a whole other... Yeah, let's not
Well,
go there.
let's talk about
Pull
movies.
back to
like-
Spider-Man.
Yeah. Well, I want to get into the movies because
Yeah,
I might have
because-
some input here.
So, what's your favorite movie out of all of them? Like, which one do you like the
Now,
most?
see, it's hard. I'd have to go with the first one, Tobey Maguire.
Yeah.
It's probably... He's probably honestly my least favorite Spider-Man.
Really? Okay.
But to see Spider-Man on the big screen done up
Yeah.
the way it should be done for the first time was awesome to me.
Yeah.
It was monumental.
Yes, it was. And to be honest, when I saw it and Uncle Ben died, I cried.
Really?
Yeah. I'll be honest with you because that really touched me because after
Yeah.
reading comics for
alright.
so many years and seeing that
Knowing
and
it's
just
gonna happen.
yeah,
Wow.
I wouldn't say I'm like a crazy fan. I don't get that invested.
Yeah.
Although I did write a letter to the editor of comics before because they changed stuff up and I wasn't happy. But
Oh,
anyway, but pulled that back a little bit. I didn't actually send it, so it was
Okay.
good. Yeah.
You just wrote a draft.
I just wrote it, put stamp on it, like, no, I'm not this person.
Just
Yeah,
to
yeah,
So
express your feelings out
I
on
did,
paper,
I
just to
did.
get it
Yeah.
out.
when talking about the whole Scarlet Spider Ben Riley thing,
Yeah.
they Peter Parker retired, walked away, and the other
Oh,
guy
yeah.
took over. It's
Uh-huh.
like
And that
it's not
tipped you off.
Spider-Man if
Yeah.
it's not Peter Parker.
Yeah.
Like this whole thing with Miles Morales, the new
Yeah.
Spider-Man. No, he's dead to me.
Oh, really?
Oh, see,
I see, both my boys think he's awesome.
yeah.
Yeah.
I
like
feel,
him.
I feel like a lot of kids.
And he might be
these
good,
days-
but
Yeah.
it's not Peter
It's
Parker.
because he's new.
So
Yeah.
That's why. That's the only reason why.
Yeah.
Is because he's new and he's different.
And
So
it's-
you're not a
it's
fan of the multiverse one, the animated one?
Oh, the movie is great, yeah.
Yeah.
But it had Peter Parker in it.
Yeah.
True.
As Spider-Man. And
So you
that's
get-
I'm okay with that.
Okay. Just
When
as long
they
as
kill
don't-
off Peter Parker for
Okay.
him to come up,
Yeah.
that's not
Okay.
cool with me. So
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Crossing a line.
yeah,
not
that's
cool.
you can't go there.
Well, I understand that because you're that was your experience. It was Peter Parker, and
Yeah.
so that's kind of who I agree with
I
you.
didn't, they had to keep it fresh and stuff, and
Yeah.
it was different.
So in the movies, who's your favorite like Peter Parker? Like which actor? This is a hard one for a lot of people.
Yeah, I like to take a little bit from all of them, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, I think there's something good from each of them.
Mm-hmm.
I like the dorky, kind of stupid way Maguire was. Andrew Garfield, I really like him as the actor, but his Peter Parker, that's
Yeah,
not Peter
I
Parker.
didn't
The cool
like
kind of
him.
cool guy, skateboarding, all that,
Yeah,
that
yeah,
wasn't,
yeah.
that's not
No
Peter
nerdy.
Parker.
Yeah.
It's not the glasses and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So for me, honestly,
Tom Holland.
Tom Holland.
Okay.
The age,
Yeah.
the way he is, just kind of a spaz a little
Yeah,
bit.
exactly.
That's pretty good. His movies are good, but I like him as Spider-Man.
Okay.
I mean,
Yeah.
if we could combine some of the other
Yeah,
stuff,
for sure.
I really, out of all the suits that Andrew Garfield had, especially the second one,
Yeah.
Amazing Spider-Man 2, that suit was awesome.
Uh-huh.
To me. The new
See,
ones that
I've
kind of look
always
like the
said
fuzzy.
that- Yeah. See, I've always said that my favorite Peter Parker is Tobey Maguire, just because I love how
Yeah.
dorky he is.
Yeah.
I can relate to that.
I liked I liked him the first and second Spider-Man.
Yeah,
but
the third
one. Oh man.
Well, we don't talk about the third one in
Yeah.
the Spider-Man
But
circles because it's
My
it's,
favorite Spider-Man
you know,
movie though is probably the first one. I recently watched that one again, and I've
Oh,
seen
yeah?
all of them at this point, and I just loved it.
Whichever one has
'Cause
Green Goblin. I like
That's
that
the first
Yeah,
one.
that's the first one.
Yeah,
That's good.
See, I
'Cause
like
that's one I kind of grew up with.
Homecoming. I thought was really good with
Yeah.
Tom Holland.
Yeah.
I really liked that one.
Yeah.
That was
See,
it was funny.
I
it was
love-
like you said, you knew he was figuring it out, and
Yeah.
but I think the origin story really was the first
Yeah.
one.
Right.
Right.
See, I love Tom Holland, and I think he does a great job. But I feel like those Spider-Man movies kind of got that like Marvel thing where like they're kind of funny the whole time. And
Right.
I'm a big fan of like grittier movies.
Oh, yeah.
And I feel like the first one's pretty darn gritty at some
Well,
point.
and that's the thing about Spider-Man that sets him apart from other people. I mean, there's a lot of different things,
yeah,
but the stuff he deals with is different than stuff that other superheroes deal
Yeah.
with. And the fact there are some dark things, and him being such a young person dealing with those darker issues,
Yeah.
and still coming out on top,
Exactly,
still being
yeah.
The personality he has where he's just joking about things
Yeah.
and throwing things off, and he still pushes through, and he rises above. He doesn't let the stuff get him down. And he doesn't sink to like the level of some of the people do that
Yeah.
just would get mad and
For
just
sure, yeah.
whatever. He still has his
Keeps his head
code
straight,
and
yeah.
his compass and all that stuff. That straight line, like the pastor was talking about this morning.
Yeah.
Little plug because I listen.
Yeah.
To the church song.
There we go.
So
Good job.
there we go. Tell Mark.
Yeah, Eric, what is your favorite Spider-Man movie?
I would say the multiverse.
Really?
Oh yeah, I think that was.
See, I'm
It
going to
was
give an
just,
unpopular
just the
opinion.
animation and the story,
Yeah.
everything good. So,
I'm just going to say that I feel like it's a little overrated.
oh.
I can agree.
I think
I've
that
watched
it's.
it
I'm with you a little
more-
bit.
I think that the animation in it is just next level. I
Yeah.
think that was like some of the best animation in a movie I've seen in a long time. But story wise, I think a lot of people kind of overlooked the fact that I didn't think it was a great story.
Really?
Like,
I thought it was awesome.
don't. I thought it was a little straightforward. Might be controversial, but I think a lot of people are saying that it's incredible. I think it's really good.
Well, I think it was interesting how each character of the Spider-Man was kind of unique and different, and the art
absolutely.
style of each character
Yeah.
was kind of unique
Yeah,
and
for
different.
sure, for
the
sure.
soundtrack was awesome.
Oh yeah.
See,
That's probably one movie I've seen.
soundtrack is.
I've
really
seen
good.
it probably 10 times.
Really?
Yeah.
I saw it. I think I saw it 3 times in theaters,
No.
which was enough for me to say that I feel like it might be a little overrated. But I still am a big fan
I saw it 10 times in the first week.
because
Oh my
you're your
goodness.
kid.
Because I have a 5-year-old.
That's like my
there you
sister
go.
watching me, make me watch what was that, the baby movie, whatever.
Baby Boss.
No,
Boss Baby.
Boss baby.
it was that. No one puts baby in the corner. What's the name of that movie?
Oh,
Dirty Dancing?
Dirty Dancing. Yeah.
Your sister made you watch Dirty
Oh.
Dancing?
Eric's
We
talked
only
about it
have
on the
one
podcast.
TV.
He hates
and-
Dirty Dancing.
Yeah, let's
Oh
not
my
bring that up.
goodness.
Yeah. Let's watch that tonight.
What was your first?
Yeah, Jordan, what's
I
your
like the
favorite?
first one. It's probably because I was so young and it was so new to me.
Yeah.
And I don't watch like superhero movies.
In
a lot,
the Ball
so.
family, we had like probably 5 DVDs that we just kind of rotated for, I don't know, like 13 years. And Spider-Man 1 was one of them.
Spy Kids.
Yeah.
Spy Kids was one. Actually, they were VHSs.
What is it? The Mouse and Mouse Trap?
Mouse Hunt.
Mouse Hunt. That's
Mouse
what it is.
Hunt. It's a classic. The Borrowers.
Yes, that's a good one.
Oh, my word.
Gosh.
We were weird kids.
Yeah.
But yeah. But Jeff.
What's some of the cool? Sorry, I just thinking. What were some of the cool collectibles that you have of Spider-Man that you'd like to? Maybe we could see some pictures at some point. You post them up. But what's probably your most prized collective item of Spider-Man?
I've got one thing, and this is a fight at my house because I've got stuff I want to display because I'm proud of it.
Yeah.
And Nick's like, this isn't going in the living room. So I had a basement that had stuff displayed, and there was some water issues, so I didn't get to set my basement back up. So it's kind of leaked into different rooms. Yeah. But
until you get rid of some of your kids.
There you go. And I have a whole room I can set back up, so I'm hoping they move out soon. They're over 18, both of them now, so they can move out anytime they want.
Get them out of there.
That's right. Kick them
I'm
out.
still at home.
I have it's a cast porcelain Spider-Man figure kind of crawling on a crystal base. It's like clear crystal.
Yeah.
And it's one of those numbered, 2 of like 1,500 or something. So I have that sitting in the living room.
I bet that bad boy
Got any suits?
set you back a few
Spider-Man
bucks.
suits?
I'm not discussing that.
Let's just say they're really tight.
That's right. That's between me and the wife, and you don't even know.
That's what I was thinking. That's for Nikki.
She's got the red wig for Mary Jane. That's all
All right. Sick.
Great episode.
she won't listen to this, so I'm good.
When they walk in the house, they think, it's Halloween decoration webbing. No, that's just for bedroom.
That's us. It's all good.
Someone mute Adam's mic.
I have
So that's probably one of my favorite things.
Yeah.
I've got other things like I've got a pocket watch, with the chain and all that stuff. A collectible knife that has Spider-Man on it, stuff like that.
That's sick. So when Dan Norman was on this podcast, he was talking about Hulk comics, and I asked him what his favorite comic arc was for the Hulk. What's yours for Spider-Man?
Wow.
Probably a hard question.
got a lot to choose
Yeah,
from.
I know. I'm going back through 28 years worth of stories, and the thing that comes to my mind first is there was a Maximum Carnage deal, and I don't know if you guys know who Carnage is. He's split off of Venom and all that stuff.
No clue.
Cool characters.
He's the red Venom, right?
Yeah, basically a red Venom.
Yeah.
He's like totally psycho, chopping people up in little bits and this, that, and the other. I mean, he's no bounds, psychopath.
That's cool.
Sociopath, all that stuff. So there was a story arc there that went through the whole Marvel universe. I mean, it pulled in the Avengers, it pulled in Fantastic. I mean, like everybody. And in the comic or in the Spider-Man universe itself, it ran for like 14 different issues through the 4 different titles at the time.
Wow.
So it was a pretty big story arc, and like I said, it affected the whole Marvel thing. So that was a pretty good story. That was back in
That
the
sounds cool.
mid-90s or something.
Oh, really?
So that was a good one.
I remember growing up as a kid, seeing an action figure of Carnage, and I was like, I don't know who that is, but he is dope looking.
There
Still think that.
There was a Super Nintendo game called Carnage.
Yes.
Was it about
Maximum
Carnage?
It was off that story.
Yeah, and I remember the cartridge was actually red.
Yeah.
Be Carnage.
That's cool. Jordan, what's your favorite Spider-Man comic arc?
I don't read books in general.
Peter Parker.
Yeah, I like
Not
one
even
of,
with pictures.
You might like comics then.
I had an
Pictures.
action Bible for a long time. If that
Action
tells you
Bibles.
anything.
Action Bibles are cool. I
Yeah,
like
that got me to read it.
So
I want to read it, but I hate reading.
How old are you now?
I'm turning 18 on the
14,
24th.
Turning 18.
Really?
See,
Nice.
that's all well and good. I started collecting when I was 17.
There you go, Jordan.
Both my boys, Parker started collecting here within the last couple of years, so it's all around that same age, and so
I think I'm the
there's still
oddball.
hope for you yet. So.
And
I'm not like that.
I do think comic books are really kind of a neat starter for people. I mean, I never really got into comic books, but I think starting it's it's kind of more about art and just the flow, and then you have the story too. So it's it's a nice combination.
It's like for school, if I had a project, I'd watch a movie instead of reading the book.
Yeah.
And then do it off that. I can't. I don't like reading.
Might be a little dyslexic.
Yeah. I can read fine. Just don't want to.
I understand that.
Yeah.
I understand that.
Cool. So
All right. We're ready.
good Spidey talk. I liked it.
Got my Spidey senses.
This next thing is I'm tingling. It's something. Might be my Spidey sense. Might be something else. Who knows?
What is it?
Oh man, Jordan hasn't listened to any of the episodes.
Your meter tingle is tingling.
Oh, okay.
For the movie.
Yeah.
It's the new movie.
Strike 2 for Adam.
Yep. Strike 2. One more time, you're getting muted.
Oh, I did. Have you guys seen the Venom movie?
No, I haven't
Yes.
actually.
I have.
Okay.
I have.
I borrowed it off you actually.
At the very, you borrowed it? Okay.
Did you get it
He
back?
doesn't remember.
I know. I was like, I'm gonna have to check the house, make sure you didn't steal it. So
You have it back.
at the very end of Venom, just putting this out there, if you want to know more about Carnage, they introduced that character at the end of Venom.
Oh, really?
So if they make another Venom movie, that's kind of where they're heading. So
Oh,
that might be good.
What were your thoughts on the Venom movie? Did you like it?
I liked it.
I know a lot of people were kind of mixed on it. I haven't seen it.
It
yet.
was fun.
I thought it was
If
decent.
I'm thinking of the right movie, I didn't like how cheesy it was at some points. I
Yeah.
don't
I
know.
don't think you're thinking of the right.
Tom Hardy. Tom Hardy's in it. Bane.
Yeah, you know Tom Hardy, Jordan.
That's not a good way to ask me because I don't know
Yeah.
who Tom Hardy is.
Bane.
I think you saw it.
from Batman, the third.
I'm pretty
Batman,
sure I saw it.
Yeah,
I haven't.
Inception. He was in Inception.
I don't remember enough.
yeah.
I spaced
That's right.
out.
That's right.
Oh.
But let's move on. This next topic intrigues
Giant
me.
black thing eating people. You didn't really remember
This
that.
this next comment
I
or
think I
this
was.
this next topic just says Die Hard. I don't know if that's like a threat from Eric, but I think it's about the movie.
Yeah.
And Eric has kind of a story about this involving
He's a
Jeff.
bitter old man.
Yeah.
Well, see,
Oh, I know.
me and Jeff, we've just established how long me and Jeff have been friends,
Yeah.
right?
Uh huh.
And so, like,
Almost 30 years.
yeah, 30 years. 30 years of friendship,
Wow.
right? So this was probably like 20. You're
Just
20.
rethinking everything.
Year 20 or so. Jeff all of a sudden decides he's going to sell some of his movies.
I'm
Like
not
he's-
selling anything.
You were.
No.
Oh, you just gave it away?
That's
I
even
don't know
worse.
what you're talking about.
Die Hard, the set that you sold to Dave
See,
Betts
you're-
behind my back.
You're mad at something you don't know the story about.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Explain
this-
it to me.
We're
Oh my
about
gosh,
to even everything
He's been
out.
living a lie all these years. He's had it all wrong for all this time.
okay.
Let the world know what happened.
Dave had the set. Dave was selling his movies.
Oh,
and
I got it backwards.
I bought the Die Hard set from Dave.
Oh,
So now we
that's
need
right.
we need Dave on here
Yeah.
for Eric to yell at.
That Dave didn't sell it to me.
Yeah.
And you're, maybe you're upset at Jeff because he got it instead of you.
Exactly.
Ooh,
So he
little
betrayed
jealousy.
See, he
me.
doesn't. He's just so bitter over the years. It just
Yeah.
all
He's just
blurred.
just all
blinded
blurred.
by bitterness.
That's right.
But,
Yeah.
but the reason
Facts
why
don't matter. It's
the actual reason I wanted to talk about this topic though is because I know you're a big Die Hard fan, and I wanted to know. Of course, I figured the first one's your favorite one, but what is the other ones that you really love and enjoy?
How many are
Because
there? Are there 4?
I think there's 5.
Is there one on an airplane?
5.
5.
There's one involved in an airport.
Oh.
That's,
That's
the second
snakes
one.
on a plane.
Yes, that's
Or
a
Con
whole
Air.
different thing.
I've
Con
only
Air.
seen the first one actually, the Die Hard movies.
Oh, really?
I own all of them. I
the
bought
first
a set.
3 are worth watching.
Yeah.
Really,
fourth
the
one.
first 3 are good.
What's the fourth one called?
Uh,
Is it Die Hard with a Vengeance?
Die
Live
Soft.
Free, Die Hard.
Live Free Die Hard.
Yeah,
that the last one?
Yeah, and then I don't know what the 5th one is. 5th one has a son in it. and
Oh,
it's-
that's right, there's
This
5.
whole like spy thing.
Okay.
So that's-
I don't know.
Yeah.
Do some research.
I
look
actually
that
thought that was pretty decent, but you're right. The one with I was going to say the one with Samuel L. Jackson was just
That's the third one, yeah.
It was really good. The fact that they, like a lot of times because the first 2 is kind of him in a building, right? Or an airport or
Yeah,
whatever.
right.
And then to be out in the
They're everywhere
city.
in the third
Yeah.
one. I mean, they're
So it's
racing
kinda
across the
really
city
cool.
for the whole movie.
So if you have a chance to watch the third one, watch the third one. 'cause
I've got the box set if you want to
Yeah,
buy.
I actually also have a box
that I
set
bought from somebody. Not
from
that I don't have.
Eric wasn't able to get, and he's bitter.
Yeah.
about it.
Anyway, what
so
was
really,
your, what was
Dave,
your
I'm mad
question?
at you, Dave. Dave, I'm upset with you now.
That's right.
My anger towards from Jeff now to you.
Well, I'm glad that I was here
Where
to
it should
witness
have
you
been all.
guys
That's
coming to
right.
terms with this.
The,
right.
the last one is A Good Day to Die Hard.
There you go.
Yeah.
Then the one before that was Live Free, Die Hard.
Okay,
Yeah.
Then
Die Hard
with
a
a Vengeance.
Yeah.
that's the third
Then
one.
2 and then
Die Hard
yeah.
2.
Okay,
And the second one's good too.
Second one's good.
I mean, I thought it was really good
Mm-hmm.
because
Like I said, the first
should we
3
give it a
are.
little bit away because it's like a revenge story, really, right?
yeah.
From the bad guy's perspective.
Yeah, and if they've watched the first one, I guess you have to say spoiler if you're not.
Honestly,
seen
I'm
the first
fine
one,
with it.
then-
I'm fine with spoilers. You good with spoilers?
I'll forget you said it by the time I watch it.
I think we said like after 2 years. or
Yeah,
something.
I mean, I feel like that
Well, yeah, if you haven't seen it since the '90s when it came out,
exactly.
I think you're all right.
I feel like it's on you if it gets spoiled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it is good to ask people in the room.
Yeah.
But spoil away. Yeah, what's the second one about?
You brought it up. You talked
Okay. So basically, the brother is the brother of the guy that was killed in the first one.
The villain. The
Basically
bad
sets
guy.
us
Hans
up for
Gruber
this,
from the first one.
and it kind of
Died.
makes more sense that he's purposely going after.
That's what's a
John
vengeance.
Huh?
Oh,
That's the third one. That's
yeah,
the third
yeah,
one.
Yeah, that is the third.
Second one's just some psycho wants to.
That's
That's
right.
Free as
the
dictator.
really?
that's
Right.
the airport. The Die
I
Hard
got
2 is the
confused.
airport.
Yeah.
With a vengeance is the one you're.
Okay.
you're
That's one.
explaining.
That's one with Sam Jackson.
Yeah, Samuel L. Jackson is really good at that movie.
Yeah.
Nice complimentary
Mm-hmm.
extra actor. There.
Yeah. See, I watched the first one not too long ago. I just bought it at Dollar General, and then I bought the set. I got it on Black Friday for like $5. All 5 movies.
Oh wow.
On Blu-ray.
Yeah.
So I'm proud of that. But I think my favorite thing in the first one, I loved how the entire movie just takes place in that one building.
Yeah.
It's such like a weird thing about it for me to like, but
No,
it was like a really good story. Like it was kind of claustrophobic the whole time because all this bad stuff was happening in the same building. He was crawling through vents and
Yeah.
didn't have shoes on right.
Bloody feet.
That was sick. I think it's one of the best action movies, and I'm not a big action movie guy, but
Well,
I love Die Hard.
I think what made it such a good movie too is that it was actually like a common everyday guy. Like
Yeah.
he doesn't have like superpowers.
Exactly.
He's not like overpowering people like a lot.
He's
of
not
times.
Arnold or he
Yeah.
wasn't
Yeah.
Stallone or anything
Yeah,
like
He
that.
has to use a
So,
lot of skill, like thinking. He has to think about how he's going to go to the next step to
Exactly,
lead
yeah.
into things. I like that atmosphere of the movie, and I even thought that the whole plan by the villains was really executed well.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
there was a whole purpose that they were there for, and a reason. They were anticipating the police officers to make certain decisions because they were in a hostage situation that played to their
Yeah.
advantage.
Mm-hmm.
I thought all those were well played out.
and for Bruce Willis, all the stuff he done up to now was like TV stuff, or this was his first big action movie. So with the success that Die Hard had, it launched him into with Stallone and Arnold and all that stuff as far as who can be an action person. Because before you had to have giant muscles and not be able to speak well or whatever.
Wasn't he
Hard speech
he
impediment.
was on a TV show called Moonstruck.
Moonlighting.
Right? Moonlighting.
With Sybil Shepherd.
Yes.
And he was really funny. I mean, he's a funny guy.
Yeah.
So, but there was a I don't know what the name of the show was. There's a show on Netflix that has some movies and you can watch behind the scenes stuff.
Okay.
And it's not like the normal behind the scenes stuff you get from the DVDs or whatever. It's like how it was made and how some of these movies that we love now it's amazing they even came to be in the first place because just these things had to come together a certain way.
And stuff,
They cast him and nobody wanted him because he couldn't carry an action movie.
Yeah.
So, but it's huge now.
Exactly.
5 movies later and all the movies he's made since then.
Yeah, back then it was like you had to have Arnold Schwarzenegger or Sylvester Stallone.
Yeah.
People like that. So
Right.
it was kind of
So was that Bruce Willis's like breakout role?
Yes.
Oh, really? Yeah.
I didn't know
he was
that.
on TV, but it was his breakout movie role.
That's cool because now he's in a lot of stuff now,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
He's a cool guy.
Cool guy.
Jordan, you have anything to say about Die Hard? You like?
I've seen it 2 times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the last time I saw it was probably Christmas.
Let's. Whoa.
Is it a
watch
Christmas movie?
Oh. Well, that's a big discussion. We thought about having him back on to talk about Christmas movies.
On our
because-
Christmas edition, Jeff, I don't think he knows that I know this, has a list apparently of Christmas movies that weird. I guess
Your
they're weird.
atypical Christmas movies.
Atypical Christmas movies that we're
Family
gonna get into.
Vacation.
Yeah.
That's I feel
So
that's
now,
a typical one.
That's like
But
watching Elf or something.
he has Die Hard.
But
on
again,
his
for a
list.
person who doesn't watch movies ever,
there you
that's
go. That's just
that's
a
a
sad
good
life
movie
then
to
you have.
Yeah.
How many times have
We'll
you
be praying
seen,
for you, man.
How many times have I seen it?
Yeah. Because you watch it every Christmas.
I
right?
watch it every Christmas.
So how old are you? I'll do the math.
I haven't watched it since I was 1 or nothing. I'm not sure when it came out.
He watched his very first Christmas.
That's right. That's been more within the last 10 years
Okay.
or something. So I've watched it at least once a year for the last 10, 12 years or something. Then before that, just whenever it's on TV or when I got the box set from Dave that I bought from him, I watched it quite a
Eric
bit.
doesn't have. It's okay.
You brought it up. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I know.
But I've watched it a lot. That's one of my
I need to let
favorites.
it go, but I can't.
I can tell.
But he brought it up, Christmas movie.
Yeah.
So just
Sorry.
quick survey. Who thinks it is a Christmas movie?
I think it is. It gives off the vibe. It takes place on Christmas, right? Or is it
Christmas
right
Eve.
before Christmas,
Christmas
Yeah.
Eve? Okay.
Yeah.
And I think the first time I watched it was around Christmas because that's when it went on sale.
And I think Jeff told me this already, and I thought about it more.
Oh, you're
Like,
stealing
there's
my
a
stuff.
Christmas party.
True.
It is.
Yeah.
True.
Christmas party. There's Christmas music during the movie.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that should be a big
Oh,
tell for
honestly, I've
Christmas
seen your list, and they were all Christmas movies to me. Like, I
Really?
mean,
Thank you.
I would think of them
For like
during
hardcore
Christmas
movie
times,
fans,
so.
yeah.
Yeah, but we
I
need to
like
have
it.
Jeff on for a particular episode just to talk about
Yeah.
Christmas
We'll just leave
movies.
something for
We'll
them.
dress him up
Yeah.
like Santa, give him some cookies and milk.
There
Be
you
an
go.
elf.
Jordan will be an elf.
I'll stand in the corner. I won't have.
Corey will still be under the table. Yeah, Corey's been under the table.
He's been touching my toes, but I think it's Jeff.
Jeff's got long feet.
Spidey feet.
That was
What the crap? We're all sober, I promise.
Yep.
that's how he takes it. Right.
So
Yeah.
what other Die Hard movie have you watched the most besides the first one?
The second one.
The second one.
Because it's also a Christmas movie. So you watch one for Christmas, you have to watch the other. Because again, it takes place at Christmas.
So I don't want to get into too much detail. So that's after Thanksgiving and before Christmas.
Yes.
Okay.
See,
Or up till New Year's. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. But,
No,
you know,
up to, so you
up
get
till
an
New
extra
Year's,
week.
Okay.
yeah, you
Yeah.
can still consider that Christmas because you're playing with your toys or well,
all
whatever.
your Spider-Man
Yeah,
figures.
that's right. So it was a good haul that year.
Yeah.
Nikki, I got a new wig for Mary Jane.
Oh,
We'll
snap.
go Gwen Stacy this year with the blonde. So
I really hope she watches this one.
She's in. Gwen Stacy's in now.
I'm gonna Facebook message
I know that Nikki might not watch it, but I know that his kids might, and that's going to be
they're
even
going to
worse.
thoroughly
for them.
disturb. They've heard worse from us. Well, I say us, but I mean me.
Oh man, that's
Oh
good.
boy.
All right, so let's carry on. I'm excited about this topic because I feel like me and Jeff may grow closer
Oh
after
my,
this.
yes,
But we're going to
bond.
talking about another action movie, Mission Impossible 3,
yes.
and
The worst of all the Mission
The
Impossible.
longest
Yeah.
bomb defusal ever.
Thank you.
and I'm going to let Eric and Jeff take over this because apparently they have a theater story
Okay.
about when they saw this movie.
Well, let me start by saying
Sure, go ahead.
anybody that's seen a movie with Eric can relate to this story.
Yep.
I can guarantee it, Adam. He's not saying anything. He's being diplomatic. But anybody that's seen a movie with Eric will understand this. So go ahead and share your story.
Well, you know, I'll say this: if I deem the movie to be a horrible movie,
You'll let us know.
yeah, I'll let everybody know.
And he'll ruin it for
And I'll-
everyone else in the theater.
And I'm not
Terry.
trying to ruin it for anybody. I'm just trying to make it more entertaining for myself. Okay.
Yeah.
And if there's
Which is
somebody,
selfish. It's,
and if
it's,
there's-
it's selfish.
and
You
if
don't
there's
have
somebody,
an Endor voice, though.
well, yeah.
You're always
Well,
forte.
let's just say this: if somebody's sitting next to me that feels the same way, and I know it,
Oh, my.
it makes it worse.
Which is you and Jordan in Hereditary.
Yeah. So
Which ruined the entire movie.
It's because I didn't think it was scary.
let me set you this up this. Okay, so it's me, Jeff, and Nikki, and I had a teenage person that was in my youth group named Jeremy Prine.
Okay.
We're
Shout
all
out, Jeremy.
watching the movie. Me and Jeremy are sitting behind. It's kind of like the similar situation. I think I was sitting behind you.
Yeah.
And it was me and Jordan watching this other movies. But let's go back to Mission
If you were
Impossible
sitting in front of
3.
me, you'd be dead right now.
So we're watching this movie. Me and Jeremy, probably like 30 minutes in, realize it's a terrible, terrible movie. It's just horrible. So we crack some jokes. We're making we're
Crack
making
some jokes. Whatever.
make some comments. We're having a good time. Well, see, Nikki is pregnant.
Okay.
Okay, and I think she's pregnant with Parker, right?
Probably.
Okay, so she's pregnant. Let me just tell you.
And she was
okay?
extra pregnant, too.
If you don't have any experience with pregnant women,
Can't say I have.
you don't mess with them when they're pregnant, okay? Well, I ruined the experience for Nikki, and she was not happy about it.
You
So
deserve-
I don't mess with Nikki even when she's
after-
not pregnant.
After the movie, she, in no uncertain
no,
terms, let us know how she felt
Let's go,
about
Nikki.
the whole
Yeah.
experience.
It was good to see her go off on somebody else besides me.
Our mouths just hit the floor, just getting chewed out, and we didn't know what to say. She was serious. She was totally upset.
Good for her, because that's how I felt. But I don't think I let you know.
She probably said all the things you wanted to say.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if there were some like 4-letter words that slipped out in that whole tirade.
Were you surprised at how bad she was? Like how bad she was?
No, not really. No, because like you said, you don't mess with. Now see, maybe, but yeah, you don't mess with a pregnant woman. So pregnancy hormones. See, I mean, she didn't like the movie either, but
he already had the experience because. You already had that experience. I had not experienced what it's like to be.
Yeah.
And then, did you feel the same way about the movie? Did we ruin the movie for you too?
You didn't ruin it, but
We enhanced it.
You made it bad.
No, you made it worse. So just let me sit quietly.
Forever tainted.
Yes. So yes, it was the worst of the Mission Impossible movies.
Thank you.
Which I had such high hopes for because John Woo, he's an awesome director, and I thought this is going to be great. But no, it wasn't good. But for me, movie watching in a theater is like a holy experience.
Oh, I agree. It's one
you
of my
go
favorite things.
and you're just immersive. It's dark. You're with other people. It's like I can even. That's Jason Norman nap time during a movie. But like there's some theaters that you can have a whole meal.
Yeah.
I can't do that.
Yeah.
That's not right.
Exactly.
Popcorn is one thing, you can bypass that noise, the smell or whatever. That's movie going.
Yeah.
So to me, whether you like it or not, you sit, you watch the movie, you'd be part of the experience, and afterwards say all the crap you want to. Not 2 hours of it and it was a long movie, like 2.5 hours or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a long movie.
And I'm going to guess that everything Eric said, any joke he said, he laughed.
Yeah,
his own
it
jokes
wasn't
loud.
really funny. It was just him laughing at himself like he does.
Well, me and Jeremy had a great experience. We had a great time.
Up to the end of the movie where you got chewed out.
When we got to the end of the movie and we just walked out the movie doors and then we got chewed out, we were like, what just happened? What happened?
You had a
You were
great bonding
humbled.
experience with your team.
You're lucky she saved it till after the movie.
I'm serious.
Yeah.
I remember looking at Jeremy and I was looking and I was like, his mouth was totally wide open. Like, he was just like,
Oh my.
Snap.
See, I try not to comment because I've been on the receiving end of Jeff's stare and comments because I said like 2 words before movie started, and so I know.
Oh, now it wasn't that bad. I don't care about
there's been times
Don't be
where
making up stories.
Eric did, so I thought.
I kind of feel your pain because there's been times when I tried to watch
I was
a
there
movie
and participated.
and that people talk and it's like, man.
Hey, Eric, we were talking very loud.
Yeah.
No, it
that.
wasn't even
That
talking.
was
It
a horrible movie.
No,
It was
it
not
wasn't.
scary at all. When,
If that's
when the
a horrible
acrylic
movie-
paint hit the floor, me and Eric died laughing.
I don't want to talk about it. I really don't.
It's a sore subject.
I still love my line about the faceplant.
See, I didn't think it was funny. I
Well,
just thought
I
it
was
was funny.
terrified. I'll never see that
Really?
movie ever again.
I didn't think it was scary at all.
I didn't like the movie because I didn't.
Ryan says,
I
Listen,
don't like
wait. Listen, before we get into this, I just want to say that I don't care that you guys didn't think it was scary. I just didn't like that you guys were talking.
Yeah.
okay.
That's it.
But
I was talking because I
I
didn't
will
think it was
say,
scary.
I thought it was a terrifying movie. And Jordan doesn't think it was.
I didn't think it was
because I
scary.
think it's
I didn't
because
think it was
you. Here's my theory. I'm going to say it.
Disturbing.
I think that you guys were kind of scared,
No.
Nope.
and you guys
were
you guys
compensating.
You joked your way through it.
That's what I did.
I
I hit
was
my eyes in Dan's
stairs.
shoulder and I joked and laughed
Really?
because I was trying to get through because it just
See,
messed with me.
it
I
didn't
like
bother me at all. It was
We're
just,
talking about
I just
Hereditary.
watching it, I thought
the
it was
smash
stupid.
hit.
The
I've not
majority
seen
of
it.
it was
I haven't
like
It's a great
nasty
movie.
things. It wasn't like really a jump scare movie.
Yeah.
Those movies scared
Well,
me.
see, that's like a slow burn horror movie, and by the time I got to the parts that were actually like scary, I feel like the whole tone of the entire theater was comedy.
The only part that actually scared me was when that dude was like in the top right corner.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I feel like there were a lot of scenes like that you might have missed.
I was laughing with Eric.
What scared me the most was the naked people.
That was kind of scary.
That was
I'll-
scary.
I mean,
I'll
I
agree.
don't like seeing naked people in corners.
Yeah.
I don't know about you.
Well, thank goodness Corey's
It's a
under the
good
table.
policy to have.
see people in the corner. That's Blair Witch for you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which is a great movie. might I add. You guys seen Blair Witch Project?
No.
We're getting off topic
so
here.
let me understand. Proper etiquette at a movie theater is just to sit there, be
Shut up
quiet,
and watch a movie.
Yes,
watch
exactly.
the movie, and then share your feelings afterwards.
And make it
Exactly.
really easy for you. Shut your hole.
If you don't
pretty-
like
it's
it,
pretty
get up
simple.
and leave.
That's right.
But see, I come from the aspect if I spend like $10 on a movie and if it's boring, I want to have some
But
entertainment.
see, here's the thing. There are other people in that theater that spent the same
Don't
amount of
sit
money.
next to me.
See, that's not a thing.
You sit next to us. Okay, we'll go to
behind
movie.
you.
Say Eric in
I'm
the
sensing
back.
some
First row.
tension.
Everybody get,
See, listen.
no,
We
it's,
need to move on
it's
to
all
some God
good.
talk now.
Yeah.
No,
Forevermore.
I'm not ready. I need to be in a right
Some
space for
therapy
that.
session here. So.
Let's talk about something we can all agree on.
Okay.
I can't think of anything.
I get what you're saying. I will try to do my best.
I apologize after.
If
And I
if I think
appreciate that.
the movie is horrible, I'm going to go further
Yeah.
and sit in the back and then try to keep
I don't know if
things
that'll
to-
help.
Now, I've seen several movies with you, and I don't think I've been. And I wasn't really frustrated like Nicole was frustrated.
Yeah.
But that's like, it's
Yeah.
Eric. Just
I mean, I saw Tenet
Well,
with you, Eric.
so-
Most of
I
the
mean,
time,
and
most
you
of the time,
were doing good
if
for
it's a
behavior.
movie that I like and engage with, I'm quiet and I.
But if you don't like
I mean,
it,
some people are really sensitive. Like, what was it? Godzilla we watched, and that guy came up to us while we were like, we weren't talking at all. Was it me and you? I think it was me and Dan, actually.
you got yelled at.
Oh, you got
Yeah.
yelled
Someone
at?
made a comment, but I didn't. I can't.
Someone yelled at me and Dan for like normally ear to ear
Yeah.
talking during.
Dan's
the movie.
another one of those people that if
he
he's
doesn't-
not fully engaged in the
Yeah.
movie, you're going to hear some stuff from him.
Yeah.
So
But
don't
Dan-
get him and Eric. in the
Dan
same
has a
movie
quieter. Dan has an inside
Yes.
voice.
Yeah.
Eric doesn't.
No.
But I still love watching movies with you.
Yes.
We watched what's a movie we watched at your house?
last week.
Recently?
Yeah,
Oh,
the one you gave me.
yeah, it was, shoot.
Collateral.
Yeah,
Collateral.
Yeah, thank you.
Good movie.
Oh, Jamie Foxx and
Yeah.
A lot of good people.
Eric was on Good Behavior.
He was.
Yeah, actually,
It was a good
everybody else
time.
was distracting.
I think Corey was the worst.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Corey's doing.
He kept
homework.
touching me. with
Did
his
he
feet.
touch you?
Yeah, I was
And then
laying
you
under
guys
the
started
table.
playing Among Us?
Corey.
Yeah, you
And
guys
then he
started
was
playing
like,
video games.
I was working on
I told him my
homework.
phone was dying, but it was on like 80. So.
Yeah, but yeah.
Sorry,
There
Corey.
you go.
Okay, now that
A little white lie.
I got a funny story. I remember me and Dan talk about this all the time. He got Jeff laughing really hard. It was before the movie started.
that's
They were
good.
showing the ads, and it was a preview or something. And
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Dan,
Jeez.
it got quiet, and Dan just did the really loud, like corny laughing, ha ha ha. For whatever reason, it got Jeff a laughing, and that was the most I've heard him say noise when walking in the movie.
Well, I think he had everybody laughing.
It
There was other people in the
perfect
theater
timing.
laughing
It was funny.
at Dan, so that was before the movie is acceptable.
Yeah, for
Well,
sure.
well, let's talk about this for a second. We got a little bit of time. So,
Yeah.
what's your pre-movie ritual? Like, do you have to have popcorn?
You have
Do
to pee.
do you-
Uh-huh.
Where do you?
I
where
can't
do you
pee.
sit? Like, go ahead. Tell me your kind of pre-game stuff.
Pre-game stuff.
What's your pregame?
Some protein.
So I got to get in the headspace,
Take
and
some creatine.
that's right. Go for long haul. Got my colostomy
Like, what's your
bag and
normal
my
routine? Where do you like to sit? Like, do you like to sit in the middle or?
about 3/4 back in the center.
Okay.
Is where I like to be.
So
Sweet spot.
so further back than front.
Yes.
Okay.
Popcorn. or
I
no
hate
popcorn?
being too close to the front.
I hate
I don't
looking up.
like doing this number.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where you're looking
Yeah,
I
straight,
hate looking
straight
over.
up.
I hate looking over at the screen.
Yeah.
I don't like being
looking
too
over.
far back either.
No.
Yeah.
And a lot of the theaters anymore, unless you're just huge, like the ones around here, are not all that
Yeah,
deep
yeah.
to begin with.
For
So
sure.
even if you get in the very back, it's not too
Usually
awful
pretty
bad.
close, yeah.
Are you like me?
But-
I get annoyed when I'm in that like 12th theater and it's like the half the size of the screen.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
It's like,
it's
man.
kind of just
It's like
they
you're going to the
forgot
movie,
about
but
it.
not really.
Yeah.
They
Might
kind
as
of
well.
just forgot that
It's like
the
a
room was
big
there.
TV.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's I have to be in the middle because, like you said, you don't want to look. You don't be looking to the side the whole time. I'll be looking straight on.
Yeah.
So
Are you a popcorn guy or?
it depends on my funds.
A chili dog.
I feel that.
Yeah, I like movie popcorn, especially Athens, where you can get your own butter.
Yeah.
Not so much
oh,
Regal.
that is American
The
freedom
straw
right
down the
there.
middle.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's a
That's
good
a
strategy.
great
in
idea.
there.
I think you showed me that strategy.
I think I told him
That's a
about
pretty good idea.
I'm going to throw something out there to you guys just because we're talking about movies.
I'll catch it.
Regal shutting down.
It is
No.
shut
it.
down.
They're not shutting down fully, are they?
They're
Not-
shutting.
not
They're,
permanently.
ours is shut down.
Not
Yeah.
permanently.
Not permanently. No.
Okay, yeah.
Just
Just for
because
the
they're
whole-
not doing the business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no new movies
Because
coming out.
so
So
that James Bond movie
Yeah, the
got
next-
delayed
Oh, yeah,
until
yeah.
next year.
So they have no movie.
And they had nothing new to
movies
show
Right.
that people would have gone and saw. So, but it's not closing down for good. It's just temporarily
just
shut
temporary.
down.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah,
an article going around where everyone took it as they're shutting down all Regal theaters for good.
Yeah.
And it scared me.
No, just till
Which
Thanksgiving.
I'm fine.
I wouldn't
again.
even notice if they did, honestly.
I'd make you notice.
But for the few movies that have come out, since all this stuff has gone on, have done really well.
Yeah,
I mean,
for sure.
They're like number 1 and 2. Of course, there's nothing new coming
Yeah,
out.
exactly.
So, Tenet's number 1 for months because there's nothing.
But I don't think Tenet did as well as if all the movie
Oh, no,
theaters-
Yeah,
no.
for sure.
I mean, the few times that I've been to the theater since the whole lockdown and all that garbage, it's been like next to nothing.
Yeah.
Went and seen Bill and Ted up in Athens. There were 5 of us for,
yeah.
one of the not late shows, like a normal
Evening show.
hour
Yeah,
show
okay.
on the first day.
Yeah.
I mean, there's just nothing.
That stinks.
And then Tenet, we went to see Tenet, and there was a handful. I think kind of 12 people,
Yeah,
that included
and I
all
think
our
we were
group.
like,
So
was a
probably
good
10 of
movie.
them. That was a
It
good
was a
movie.
good
I liked
I
it.
like Tenet. Yeah.
Yeah, I was really
I'd
hoping
like
that
to watch
Tenet
it
would
twice.
kind of carry on
Or another
theaters, being able to like
Yeah.
stay open longer.
That's a movie you need to see twice.
Yeah.
yeah, I didn't get to see it a second time, but
I saw it twice. Had to support my theater, even though I have Regal Unlimited, so I wasn't really paying.
Did you really?
Yeah, I still have it. I don't know how they're gonna.
Did
what
Did
they're
they
gonna
pause
do
it
with that.
again?
I mean, they've paused it now because nothing's open.
Yeah.
But when it was paused at first, they gave me another 6 months, and it was down for like 4 months. And so I think now I'd be sick if they gave me another 6 months, another year for
Doubtful.
free. I'm also
That'd be
doubtful. I
alright.
don't know if they could afford that. But yeah,
What's your ritual? What do you like to do? Like before
so I'm a big fan of, and I have a few friends from college that like this too. I like to sit as close to the front as I can without having to look up.
really.
So like I'll go like third seat, even second seat sometime.
Wow.
Wow.
I mean, IMAX is different. I like to sit back in IMAX.
Right.
you get the full experience?
Yeah, for the full experience of that.
I don't
but
want to do this the whole time.
Yeah.
Moving your head back and
yeah,
forth trying to catch
I mean,
everything.
But for like some movies, I do like being pretty close, just because I like to have the whole screen in my view.
Right.
So
It'd be less distracting when
It's very
there's nobody
immersive,
in front
yeah.
of you. It's just
Yeah.
the screen.
Mm-hmm.
That
Yeah,
was,
I
that was
can
a great
understand
experience going to see Dunkirk.
Yeah.
in IMAX.
Yeah, that was really
That
good
would be
one.
one of my cherished memories.
I actually recently got to see
Because that was a great movie.
Inception in IMAX.
Oh, wow.
And that
Oh,
was
that would've been
insane.
That would be cool.
That was insane. That's the way to watch.
And
the
you know
movie.
Christopher Nolan, he's really kind of anal about
Oh, yeah.
making sure if
Just like Jeff.
he created some of those movies
Also,
just for IMAX.
Also, when I saw Inception in IMAX, a really cool thing is that since there were like no new movies coming out recently or coming out in the future, instead of showing trailers, they played this like 20-minute thing about how Inception was made.
Oh, really?
And I
That's
love
cool.
that. I think they should do that for more
Yeah.
movies.
I wish we
like
had
the
an IMAX
DVD
right now.
extras.
Yeah,
that
like
they
it was
showed
at the beginning. It didn't spoil anything, but
That's a
it,
neat
like,
idea.
it gave you a really good
Yeah.
concept for what you're about to watch. And part of that was like a sneak peek on how they made Tenet. And apparently Tenet was filmed just with like IMAX cameras.
Yeah.
And so like that's the way to see that movie, which I wasn't able to. But I do like to sit up a few seats. I also love to have an energy drink with me,
Oh, really?
which
Mom does not
90%
like
of the
that.
time I have to sneak in. So I stick it in the front of my pants and wear a
Mom
coat.
does not-
I do that about every single time I go to a theater.
Sorry, I missed that. What do you like to pack?
I like to bring an energy drink, but
Energy
most
drink,
theaters
but
don't
what
sell
else?
them.
No.
Oh.
And I put it in the front of my pants
Uh-huh.
and then put my coat over it. So
Oh.
always
Yeah.
sneaking in there. Fun fact: I'm really really good at sneaking stuff into theaters. I have two
He can
fun
be our
stories.
pack mule
Jordan
next
is
time we
not.
go.
I have two really cool stories. The
I'm gonna
first
have to tell
one,
him that.
You got in trouble?
No, I'll let him finish that.
the first story about me sneaking stuff into theaters is I snuck an entire Little Caesar's pizza into a theater once. Without
Are you
being
How did
serious?
you do that?
I was low key. I
Did you
was
say, hey, look
I
over there?
I just held it by my side and just walked in with confidence, and that's the key. Just walk
Didn't
in.
you
There you
sneak
go.
one in with a guy with a
Yeah,
wheelchair?
here's the other one. So this isn't a very proud story, but he
Kids,
was.
don't do this.
But he was
Or the theaters.
Here we go. So in high school, one of my really close friends had cancer and lost his leg. He's doing great now. He just got married. But there was a time
Matt Hill?
when Matt Hill.
Okay.
But he had a cap over his leg where they amputated it, and we went and saw The Conjuring the day it came out, and I was really pumped because I hadn't seen him in person for so long because he just got out of surgery. But we went to Taco Bell before, and we had some leftover tacos. And I was like, man, we should sneak these in somehow. And Matt,
No offense to
and
Matt, but
Matt
this is
takes this
disgusting.
like he had this cap on his like
Oh, no.
his nub,
I don't want to hear the rest of this.
and we put like 6 tacos inside
Oh
the
my
nub cap,
gosh.
and he put it back on, walked into the theater, popped it off, and we got in there and we finished our tacos. It was great. It was awesome.
Well,
you ready to
that's-
hear my taco
that's
experience?
creative.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember this.
So we all went to Taco Bell before seeing a movie. I have no clue what movie it was. And I had 2 leftover soft tacos. And I wanted to eat them at the theater, so I decided to put them down my pants. Like
Are
right
you
on my
serious?
thighs. And I was
Oh,
wearing
no.
khakis. We get like halfway into the theater and I look down. There's grease running down both my legs. It was disgusting.
It's like,
It looked like you had to run.
And it was weird because it like started. It didn't start like Emma crouching. It just started like halfway down my thigh.
that'd be better. It's like something wrong with your plumbing, buddy. You better go to the doctor.
And it went straight down. And then
Got some sweaty thighs.
by the time they got in there, they were so crushed and all these things. It was just, I didn't even need them.
Yeah.
That's disgusting.
It was nasty.
That's
That
wrong.
sucks.
That was a horrible experience.
Yeah.
See, we're the reason why Regal is being shut down because we sneak in food. They don't make
Hey,
money
that's
on popcorn.
That's
Ryan was
supposedly
with
where they
me.
make their money. So.
Well, you know,
You were with me when we snuck in that whole like 3-pound bag of gummy worms.
Yeah. We snuck in a full 3-pound bag of gummy worms.
And
my
finished
friend,
it.
My friend Connor ate the entire thing. Gave him
was
diarrhea.
And was sick.
It was sick.
well, if they dropped the prices some, it'd probably be more
I know.
affordable to take stuff in. But.
For sure. Which is why I like the Athens one. All right. Good talk. Good talk, guys. Let's move on to the best part. Biblical app integration. There's the word. Biblical app integration.
I was a little worried.
Yeah, so was I. So we're going to do Acts 1 through 5. Is that what we're doing?
Yeah.
Yep.
We're just picking some stuff.
I was
Acts
told
is-
4.
Acts is obviously
Yeah.
great.
So
So,
4.
Eric, I think you picked
Yeah.
one right off the back. Didn't want to read 2 into Acts, I guess. No, I'm kidding. I'm
I
kidding.
was
I'm
like,
kidding.
hey, I want to
I'm
start
kidding.
this right off.
Yep, go for it.
So this is what's cool about the book of Acts is that Luke is writing to Theophilus, this ruler, this leader, this maybe important person.
Yeah.
He's writing to him about the history of Jesus. So that's where the book of Luke comes in. That's where the book of Acts comes in to document, to tell the story of Jesus. So it's really kind of cool. And so he shares with Jesus, kind of sharing with the disciples before he finally ascends and leaves them. In verse 6, it starts off, but he says in verse 7, he says, he said to them, "It is not for you to know the times or the seasons that the Father has fixed by his own authority, but you will receive power when the Holy Spirit has come upon you, and you will be my witnesses in Jerusalem and all Judea and Samaria and to the ends of the earth." So it's kind of really cool to know that, one, God has particular time set for everything. God has a plan and a purpose for all of us. God didn't send us to be alone and just do things for him by ourselves. God sent us the Holy Spirit to do things through us and in us. And the other thing is we are called to be his witnesses.
Yeah.
Now, you know, we can all kind of feel pressure of life, like I want to do a good job, but we're called to be a witness. And a witness is just somebody that testifies about the experience they've had for God. So a lot of times this pressure that we feel as Christians, I think we kind of take it too far.
Yeah.
What we need to realize is that I'm one light. I'm one, someone that's kind of shining and hopefully speaking about Jesus and the experience that God has done in my life. And hopefully other people as Christians will share that too. But I also love the part here that he kind of shifts it and says, okay, you're here to reach Jerusalem, Judea, and then he kind of does it in steps. Samaria, and then he says, then to the ends of the world. So a lot of times if we impact the area where we are called to first, it leads to God doing many things.
It multiplies.
Multiplying.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
So like, I loved how he broke it down, you know.
Also seeing that, another way to think about that is, you're being sent out to speak to whatever, but it's not once you get there, it's as you're going.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
we start where we're at, and if God sends us across the country or whatever the situation is, start where you're at and share the gospel on your journey
Yep.
to wherever it is that God's sending you. It's not, okay, I'm just going to be quiet until I get there.
Yeah.
So, it's a process.
It's not about the
and-
destination. It's about
Right,
the journey,
Exactly.
which is awesome. Yeah.
Especially when you're sharing the message.
For sure. Yeah. Just reach everyone you can because your journey is just as much as God's calling for you than the final destination he has for you.
And again, I love the concept that God, in our community, that God's placed, Jeff here, God's placed me here, God's placed you guys here for a purpose.
Yeah.
And, we're called to be a light where we're at and to do the most good where he's placed us. And a lot of times we want to chase a big dream, and I'm not saying God doesn't give us visions or dreams, because I know he does. But a lot of times it's just those little moments, those little things that we do to represent him well, that we really shine for Christ.
For sure. Yeah. All right. Who's next chronologically?
I think Jeff.
Okay. Well, mine's also an Acts
Wait, are
chapter
we going
one.
by age?
I
was the oldest.
It's done now.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a whole other question.
Well, we are. It's I'm the oldest, and then Jeff's next, and then
Yeah.
Ryan.
I'm
and
last
then,
though. What do you have? Do you have
No,
4?
no, he's.
I have. What are we?
Oh, we are.
Yeah.
Are we doing age?
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
doing age wise.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Okay.
next
Sick.
oldest.
So I'm last.
Yeah.
So-
Youngest.
Side question: am I the oldest guest you've had on here?
Are you older than Doug? Are you older than Doug?
Yes.
Yeah, you are.
Me and Eric the same age.
Congratulations.
Okay, thanks.
Am I the youngest?
No,
no.
it's Samuel.
Samuel.
Sam.
Yep.
Yeah.
He beat you to the
You're
punch.
just nothing.
That is
Alright.
not true. You are somebody.
You are.
Next
You're
time we'll
special.
have topics that you can actually talk about.
God, anything but
We
superheroes.
will talk about electricity. We'll talk about hunting, and we'll even talk
Once you
about.
see about this deer
blow
that your
darts
dad
and
wants to
birds.
wait on, and you're like, I'm going to get it next year.
Yeah, we'll talk about hunting. So
Okay.
All right, can I?
Yes.
read my Bible?
yes. Sorry, Jordan was
Can I
talking.
share about Jesus? Come on, guys. All right. So mine's in Acts chapter 1, verse 21 through 26. I'll just get right into it. We'll talk about it a little bit.
Yeah.
So one of the men who have accompanied us during all the time that the Lord Jesus went in and out among us, beginning from the baptism of John until the day when he was taken up from us, one of these men must become with us a witness to his resurrection. And they put forward 2, Joseph, called Barsabbas, who was also called Justus, and Matthias. And they prayed and said, You, Lord, who know the hearts of all, show which one of us these 2 have chosen to take the place in this ministry and apostleship from which Judas turned aside to go into his own place. And they cast lots for them, and the lot fell to Matthias, and he was numbered with the 11 apostles.
Mm-hmm.
So, this is after Jesus has been crucified, resurrected, and all that. Judas did his thing. They were down one man. So, they had the 12, and they had all the people that followed with them and did the ministry with them besides the 12. And so they're bringing these 2 up. So when I read this, they picked Matthias, but then here's this Joseph called Barsabbas.
Yeah.
This was choosing to be one of the 12 elite. This is the inner circle. This is Jesus' 12 people. And they bring up 2, and you have the one left out. And thinking, what's it must be like to be this one that's left out?
Yeah.
And, a lot of times we see people getting blessed in ministry. And, I see friends of my own like Eric and Adam and Dale that have these powerful ministries and things like that. And sometimes, I'm not saying me, maybe at one point, sometimes people get a little jealous or, even angry or whatever, because here are these people that are getting, called up like this guy was.
Yeah.
But what I wanted, I closed my thing. What I wanted to say was, for me, when I preach, a lot of times it comes back to talking about we're all part of the body. We're all members of one body. I like to push that because, so many times people think, well, I've got nothing to offer, or they see themselves as less than in ministry because you're not on stage, you don't have a podcast, you're not doing whatever. But it takes all of us,
Yeah.
to
Everybody
make,
has a role.
Yes, everybody has a role.
Yeah.
So, this guy might be called up, but here, the other guy, they've been following Jesus and following the 12 and doing ministry for all this time. That didn't change.
Yeah.
Just his position changed. What he was doing didn't change. Yeah. And we can't get discouraged when we think this should be our time and it's somebody else's time. We're all in this together. We all encourage each other. We can't get discouraged when we're, maybe it means more to me right now in the place that I'm at. Maybe that's speaking to me. That's why I want to share it tonight. But we all have our place in ministry. We all have our place in the body. And we can't get down on ourselves or upset with God when we don't see the things moving like we think they should.
Yeah.
Because as we all know, God has his timing.
For sure.
Well, and I think it's interesting too because one, I even kind of, and maybe this is a little controversial, I even wonder if the disciples were supposed to do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, when did God tell them they had to do that? That was something more in their response that they felt like they had to have a 12.
Right.
Not saying it was bad, but I'm just saying that I agree with you. Like, I think so many times we get caught up in titles.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
like you're saying, the ministry that Justice, right? He was the one that was kind of left out, right? His ministry was just effective before and after,
Right.
I'm sure,
Right.
regardless of if he was one of the 12 or not, because he was still a disciple of Jesus. he was still being effective. I kind of wonder, just me thinking about this is my own speculation and thought. I wonder if actually Paul was supposed to be the 12th, and that they kind of jumped the gun because they felt like they had to have somebody, that they weren't really filling the position like God was going to fill the position. Now, I can't say that for sure. I mean, maybe God was using the casting of the lots to figure that out. But that procedure of casting lots to figure out who's going to be next doesn't seem...
I think we should bring that back. Dice. Okay, everybody's tossing dice in the corner. What's that for? Oh, we're going to see who's going to be the next, whatever church.
But I agree with you, Jeff, that there's been times in my own life. I remember being at Gospel Mission as a volunteer youth leader, and my youth group was growing. And there was this position called youth leader at the church. And it was kind of different because it wasn't just youth. It was like children's ministry and youth ministry kind of combined. And I thought I was probably going to get that position. I was looking forward to it. And I didn't receive that. Mm-hmm. And it kind of crushed me at first because I was like, doesn't people recognize what I'm doing? Don't people see the gifts and talents I've been given? And I thought I could do the job. Well, again, it was just a title, Just because maybe I didn't have the title I wanted doesn't mean my ministry was less effective or I wasn't making a difference.
Right.
That is so true. I totally believe that.
Exactly.
And that's a bigger thing too. Is even though it may be hard and you want to be validated, I think is the thing. But let your validation come from God, not let it come from man. Don't let it come from other people.
God sees the work you're putting in and your heart. People need to see that.
Yeah.
We don't cater to people. I mean, of course we're talking to people. We want to encourage people. We want to preach to people. We want to get people to come to a relationship. But we're not, catering. I go, well, I got to say this, make this person happy. You can't do that in ministry. Sure. You'll kill yourself. Mm-hmm. But besides that, we are here to spread the gospel, whatever that is, and that's not going to be always easy for everybody to hear. We can't think about what people are thinking of us or some title that people are putting on us. We want to think about what Christ sees in us and what Christ wants to do through us.
For sure.
And sometimes that's easy to overlook or get caught up in the name game. I want to be labeled as this or whatever.
Absolutely.
For sure. That's awesome.
Good.
All right.
Go ahead, number 2.
So I have, chronologically, I'm next. I have Acts 3:19 through 21. It says, I don't say this. The Bible says it. I say. It says, therefore repent and turn back, that your sins may be blotted out, that times of refreshing may come from the presence of the Lord, and that he may send the Christ appointed for you, Jesus, whom heaven must receive until the time for restoring all the things about which God spoke by the mouth of his holy prophet long ago. And I really like the part that says, times of refreshing may come from the presence of the Lord. Just because, I know that God is always referred to as the living water. And I think that's a really powerful analogy. Not only that we need him to spiritually live, and that's a vital aspect of our lives, but also his presence is just really refreshing. It's something that once you fully come to laying your life down to him and giving up everything for him, that's a really, really good thing that happens. Right. And it's an awesome thing to it's just a good feeling to know that you're kind of at terms with him and that you're fully accepting of him, and it's just a really refreshing thing to feel. So I just love that verse, mainly because of that line. It's just really powerful. It's a really good thing to just think on during tough times and stuff, that there's that aspect of God that just kind of comes over you and calms you. So and that's not to say that being a Christian all the time is always easy and you're always feeling that way.
No, it's a long journey sometimes. For sure. But
it's just a good reminder. Yeah. Nice and simple. That was mine.
Oh, that's good.
That's good.
I am not the best reader. We've already covered that. So I learned a lot from the Bible.
Sure, we'll be doing sign language.
I learned the short ones, the short, sweet. There's a lot in them.
Yeah.
Jesus wept.
Exactly. Jesus wept.
Yeah. I'm strictly NIV. A lot of things don't really come to me like other people. I got to read it over a bunch. So this one, I did an Acts Bible plan a while ago.
Nice.
Oh, cool.
So instead of just finding a random one early on in Acts, I picked this one. It's actually Acts 18. So a little farther down the line. But
skipping ahead.
It's a good one. I like this one. It says, one night the Lord spoke to Paul in a vision. Do not be afraid. Keep on speaking. Do not be silent. I like that one because I feel like nowadays it's really, really hard to kind of get your voice out there, especially being a Christian, all the stuff going on in the world, and
it's easier to be silent sometimes.
Yeah,
that's
and
not what God wants.
There's so much, so many people against what we
for sure
we believe in, and there's so many people trying to change it and manipulate the Bible, stuff like that. So I really think it's important, especially for me, because I get shy sometimes. I'm not the type of person to speak out and talk about things, but that when I read that, it was probably about a month ago, that really did help, because there's a lot in that small verse. So
it's important to remember.
And I feel like shy, quiet people too, sometimes what they say holds more meaning to a lot of people.
Yeah.
Because if someone's really reserved and they don't like just talking, don't like to spew crap out their mouth all the time like I do sometimes. Yeah. When they speak up and get the courage to speak about something, people are going to listen. So it's really awesome.
It makes an impact.
Exactly.
What is it? Something about carrying a big stick or something like that. What is it?
Walk softly and carry a big stick.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, I like that verse because I feel like it really fits me a lot of times.
Maybe it's walk softly, carry a big Bible.
There we go.
Yeah.
So,
big verse. But that's mine.
Yeah. Cool.
That's good.
Yeah. It's been a good
Awesome, guys. That was an awesome episode.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jeff, for coming on.
It was fun.
Yeah.
I liked it.
I hope it was.
It's good.
We'll
as soon as the podcast ends, he's going to cry.
I think this is probably your best podcast ever.
It's because me and Jeff are on there.
Exactly.
All right.
Power team.
That's the last time you'll ever be on.
We definitely need him back when we do a Christmas special.
Jeff, let's just start our own.
Okay. We'll do that. A rival.
What do we call it?
Yeah, what would we call it?
Immoral dilemma.
Jefton?
We don't talk about that on our show.
Dilemma.
Get out of here.
Isn't that what Dan wanted to do? Start his own?
Who?
Didn't Dan want to start his own?
Yeah.
Oh my.
Well, Nathan was saying moral delayed.
Where
all of your morals are delayed. Like if there's an old lady crossing the street, you wait until after she crosses the street to help her. And that's going to be his.
It'd be a good podcast.
He put thought into that. He spat that definition pretty quick.
I know. He was thinking about it. So
the car right here. He's like,
I'd say after Nathan's, yours is pretty good. No, it was an awesome episode. You're natural. Also, one question I have: what is Wild Stallions? You wearing a shirt that says
You
Wild
are so
Stallions?
disappointed.
You don't know.
Oh,
Ryan, such a good experience.
Come on, Ryan.
He hinted to it a long time ago.
Yeah.
What is it?
All
right.
You never seen Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure?
Oh, I haven't.
That's the band.
Oh my gosh.
That's their band.
The bottom
Their
phrase.
band
You
that
see the bottom
saves
phrase,
the
that might
world.
have helped you.
I didn't see the.
Excellent.
Okay, I didn't see
The
the bottom.
song
Most
that
Excellent
changes
World
and saves the world.
Well, listen,
That's right. Universe.
I have
The
not
universe,
seen
sorry.
Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. Neither is Jordan. So
you
don't give me crap, Jordan.
Okay, but I have an excuse. I never watch movies.
It's one of those
watch
cult
movies.
movies that did really well when it first came out.
Yeah, the first one did really well.
My bad.
Late
That shows
80s.
me I need to be educated.
Shame on you.
It's a good movie. Early Keanu Reeves, classic. You know, if you know him from John Wick, you'll be pleasantly surprised because it's so different.
Yeah.
It is not John Wick at all.
I know of the movie. I know a lot of people love it.
You need to watch it.
And the third one just came out recently.
Yeah.
So.
I wanted to see it because I knew it was shown at Regal, but I wanted to watch other ones before. And
we need to bring you up to speed.
Yeah.
And this was the name of their group. The two, Bill and Ted, they're the Wild Stallions.
Wild Stallions.
Wild
Yes.
Stallions.
See, I blame this on Eric and Adam because they.
Oh, wait a second.
They promised me. No, I'm kidding.
Man.
I'm kidding.
See, one of your Sunday nights, you need to show that.
Well,
movie.
we have. That's where he got his education.
We had a list of like old classic movies to start going through.
We've gone through
so much to go through.
We gave you a taste of really what movies was all about because back when you first started coming out, you had like, what's this?
True.
What's this?
True,
wow.
We kind of started you on your movie voyage.
You guys started me on the classic action movies, and one of my friends in college, Eddie, really pushed me.
Yeah, but we started.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
We kind of pushed you in that direction.
You guys broke the seal, and then my friend Eddie just was
because
like,
we found out you hadn't watched any of these movies.
Oh yeah, I mean, back then before I started going to Eric's on Sunday nights, I think I had never seen anything really.
The only thing I know what Die Hard is because we watched it at the Venom's house all the time.
I'm all about the movies, man.
Oh, I am too. That's my favorite thing to talk about now.
So I haven't seen Bill and Ted.
My bad.
Oh, you need to talk about Letterboxd. Is he on Letterboxd?
Oh,
are you on Letterboxd?
Are you on Letterboxd?
A litter box?
It's an app.
No,
it's an app on your phone where you.
We'll talk about it after this.
Oh,
yeah.
You need to get on there.
That'd take too long.
Yeah.
See, that's what Eric thought.
Yeah.
But he's on it now.
But I don't do it.
Yeah.
I do catalog on my comic books, and that was a chore.
Yeah.
So,
but
because anyway, you were.
Oh, I always with movies. I can always place an actor and what movies they've been in. But I always defer to Jeff because he knows their name.
Yeah.
I've gotten better at names over the years.
Dude, I'm so bad with names.
I can tell. Oh, I know that actor that was in this movie. This movie. I don't know
too.
their name, but I can tell you what movies they've
Like-
been in.
See, I'm really good with whoever directed it. I'm good with directors.
Oh,
Yeah, exactly.
I couldn't.
See,
I
I
couldn't
watched-
name a single director. Michael
Yeah.
Bay. Never mind.
There you go.
There you
Can't
go.
go wrong with Michael
Yep.
Bay.
What's a movie Michael Bay
Lots
has
of
made?
exclusions.
I don't know about Steven Spielberg.
He's overrated.
It rings a bell.
I
Before
love
his
Steven
time.
Spielberg.
Before his
Oh, I
time.
know.
Yeah.
I know.
All right, well, let's wrap it up before I get roasted again. But I know what Wild Stallions is now.
Yeah.
That's good.
Good.
But yeah, thank you, Jeff. Thank you, Jordan, for
You're
stepping
welcome.
on. And
Thanks for having
Thanks
me
for
on.
thanks
Yeah,
for letting
for
me
sure.
come in.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're
Even
welcome.
though I wasn't
You're
invited.
welcome, Jordan. We asked Jordan to be on the podcast about 30 seconds before it started.
I'm gonna put an Instagram poll, see if you guys want me back.
Ooh,
All right.
good choice.
But there's no one's gonna vote.
yeah, for sure.
If I had Instagram, I'd vote for you.
All right, there we go. My one vote's all I need.
But yeah, thank you guys for listening and watching. Peace.
See ya.
Bye.
Hope you enjoyed. Here we go.
That's my favorite.
I enjoy it. I like it.
You
It's
ready?
kind of for me more.
Hey, you want to shut it? All right.